in their utter desperation, multi-billion-dollar corporations have pressured YouTube to remove the dislike button because it interferes with their marketing. It traumatizes them psychologically. So how can you review something without the dislike button? Well, apparently people on the internet are singing, we don't want to review today, but we must tell Jack Bezos, nay, nay, nay. Because this is what's happening on Facebook and on Twitter and everywhere you go, on every single website, only negative opinions. Just negative opinions and a couple of sprinkled positivity here and there. But I guess this is the review bombing. Oh, I love the term. It's such a powerful term, isn't it, chat? Such a strong term. Only a multi-billion-dollar corporation can develop the term review bombing. Because what does it mean? It means when the consumer, as in you sucker, don't like something and you express your dissatisfaction. It causes fear into the heart of Jeff Bezos. He doesn't like that. So instead, he is using words to manipulate and to puppeteer all the other consumers to say, oh no, our work is perfect. We have created a masterpiece. But it's just a couple of trolls on the internet that are trying to do us harm. So you, little peasant, you need to save our multi-billion-dollar project by watching our film, by purchasing your stuff, by parting open your wallet and give money to Bezos. And that is social justice activism. Now, of course, the whole purpose of this is to promote the film, is to create excitement, right? So if people are excited, if people look at this and they're like, oh my God, that is just so perfect. This is what I need. When I think of Lord of the Rings, I think of this. Well, then everything is good in the universe, right? Jack Bezos is happy. He is salivating, looking at your money. He's like... But if you say negative things, oh, that's review bombing. And by the way, they never mention about review flowering when you have the official critic. Oh, the official source. Oh, 9 out of 10. Oh, 10 out of 10. Oh, pure perfection like all the other AAA movies that came before it. That's not a problem. Review flowering. No, review bombing is bad. Okay. There's actual bots, by the way. Every single time there's a major release, there's actual bots that are review flowering these. And no one talks about it. Did you notice that? Isn't that interesting? What is wrong with this picture, by the way? I mean, the first thing is that when I grew up in communist Romania, the communists, they drilled into our head really hard the concept of gender norms. There is a way the communist male worker needs to behave. There is the way the communist woman needs to behave. And women, what it's supposed to sit like this, because women wear dresses. And if you sit like this, you show the vagina to people. Not that men would complain. I mean, I don't mind, like seeing an ushikushi lady spot like that, that's fine. But other women didn't like it. Other women felt insecure if other women were displaying the goods. Now, I understand we're not in communism anymore, and these are more forward-thinking, American-dominated times, like California has put its fingerprint on the rest of the world, and how the people from California live is how the rest of us need to live. I understand that, okay? We are subjugated by Californian culture. Perfect. I love it. But it also matters who the character is. Like, this is Galadriel. She's supposed to inspire royalty. Like, she's a queen. Well, if she's a queen, why can't she act like a queen? The way a queen acts is to impose respect among people, admiration. This is not a position that inspires that. This is the type of position that thugs like to sit in. Okay, you wouldn't see Gandalf sitting like this. You wouldn't see Frodo sitting like this. There are certain female characters in anime that would sit like this because the writer tries to inspire the idea that she is a thug, right? Like, she's trying to intimidate. She is trying to scare people. This is the position that thugs sit in. And Galadriel is supposed to not be a thug. She is supposed to be a leader. You're supposed to admire and respect her. But whatever, and by the way, like, this is the concept. Again, they're trying to emulate toxic masculinity. This is what they're going with, right? Because they see, it's manspreading. If a man spreads, so can a woman. Well, the problem with this is that men have these big testicles, which are very sensitive. And if you squeeze the legs, if you push them together, they're painful. They hurt. So you need to sit like this. Now, men who do not wear dresses are fine because they're not exposing their bulge, right? They wear jeans. But if you wear a dress and underneath it's like directly the underwear, the undergarment, the unmentionables, yeah. If you sit like, if I were to have a son that is so forward-thinking and a progressive little troll who learned a lot from the school of thought of California, yeah, and he wants to wear a dress, I would also tell him, like, try to avoid this position. At least that, like, try to avoid this position because the ladies will judge you. Right? It is something of lower class. Like, higher class people usually avoid this body language. Because a big part of human conversation is done through body language, not through words. So if you see a person like this sitting across the table from you, the last thing you expect that this is a friendly individual, that this is a person that commands respect. It's a person that commands fear and intimidation. It's a thug. Maybe Aragorn, but even Aragorn wouldn't sit like this. Gimli. No, not even Gimli. He was also higher class. I can't think of any character from Lord of the Rings that would sit like this. Maybe an orc. Like an orc from Sauron's army. He would probably sit like this. But anyway, as you can see, most people are complaining about this. This is in real time. I'm not selectively editing the comments. We're not at the late night show with Colbert who does selective editing. No, it's just like, these are real times. Do not contact these people. I do not know who they are. Honestly, what I love are the books that have the original story. That's the source material we know and love. So if they won't stay true to that, then don't call it Lord of the Rings. This is something that is kind of tiresome nowadays. Because, like, as I pointed out, everything is a reimagining, a sequel, a prequel. They don't create anything new. And the problem is, had they actually created something new, had they created a new isekai, like the Californication, right? And there's this kingdom called Californication, and it's in the medieval era, and there's elves and shit. And a modern-day American woman gets transported into it, and she finds elves. Like, no one would complain, because it would be an original IP. Like, no one cares about any of those characters. People would give it a shot. If it's good, they would watch it. But when you take an IP and you do the bait and switch, like, you want the fans, but you don't want the fans to complain, and you're not giving them what they want, because, like, if they want to see Lord of the Rings and you're not giving them Lord of the Rings, what are you doing? You're going to lose more, right? Like, you're going to get, like, the initial boost of viewership. Like, a lot of people are going to watch the first episodes just out of curiosity, and if it's bad, well, they're just going to tune out. It happened with Resident Evil. Like, Resident Evil, oh my god, it's the most watched TV show on Netflix. Well, it was. Until people saw a couple of episodes, they saw that it's a teen drama, not the Resident Evil they expected. They tuned out. Now there's not going to be a season 2. It just shows that it had potential, like, if you actually did it the correct way. And I already made the video where I explained that the people in Hollywood just don't think about making the correct thing. Like, they want to appeal to the wider audience. The mythical wider audience, which doesn't fucking exist. How about appealing to the actual core audience, and the core audience, if they like it, they're going to try to introduce their friends into it? Isn't that how it works? Nothing to see here, just Galadriel airing her balls out. 256 likes. I mean, this is not just my opinion. Like, I'm going on a neutral forum. This is the Rings of Power website. It's not me sending people here. There is no curse in Elvish, Entish, or the tongues of men for this treachery. Really can't understand Amazon's reasoning for releasing it on the day of the original author dying. Do people honestly think that a woman can't be a strong character if she does not pose like a man? With that pose, she is shitting on Tolkien's fans and Tolkien's work. Like, okay, surely there must be a positive comment here. There must be a positive. Nothing says Tolkien like a straight out of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Another great thread for finding toxic people. Keep it coming, haters. The more of you that post your hate here, the more of you I can block. I mean, this is how people judge each other in 2022. Like, do you like the movies I don't? Oh, you don't? I'll block you. Imagine being blocked by a Lord of the Rings fan. Imagine being blocked by a Lord of the Rings fan, chat. I remember when I was a kid, and I would say that I like Lord of the Rings, I would get bullied by the jocks. And now the jocks are like, oh, you don't like Lord of the Rings? I'm going to block you. Okay. Greatest form of sexismus, believing that a woman must take on masculine characteristics to be a strong character. You can call it whatever you want, but this is just lazy attempt at Tolkien universe. Literally, 90% of the comments, chat, 90% of the comments just don't like this. Because I usually get gaslit. It's like, oh my god, you're just a troll. You're a little troll. You don't understand. You just don't appreciate. And every single goddamn time, I'm saying something is going to be bad. Every single time, it ends up flopping. Commercially. Like, I'm willing to take the L. You know, art is subjective. No. This is not art. This is a fucking business, okay? You're not treating it as art. So shut the fuck up. Like, you're treating it the same way a product coming on the assembly line is being treated. So it's a business. And the question is, does it make money or not? Is it sustainable, leftist? Is it sustainable? It's not sustainable, right? Because it's going broke every single time. Resident Evil went broke. No season 2. I would regret if I find out that they are making a season 2. Because right now it's a little bit iffy. But I'm willing to throw my reputation on the line. No season 2. Every single thing, you know, that they keep making ends up flopping. So it's not sustainable. And I'm telling you, like, this is bad business. Should have made a new IP. Had you made a new IP that no one heard about, maybe it would have been good. But you just have to do the Disney way of marketing. If you do the Disney way of marketing, then do the Disney way of going broke. Disney way of marketing is when they switch certain characters. They race swap, they gender swap, they sexual orientation swap certain characters. And then every criticism that the movie gets, they blame it on sexismus, racismus, homophobismus. They attack the fans, they attack the consumers. And then the consumers and the fans take their business elsewhere. And they are Pikachu face on why their movie isn't selling. Disney way of marketing, which is being done here. Let me know what you guys think, though. And I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.